All right, everybody. I'm chilling here with my son, and we reading the Bible. We doing a Bible breakdown. I said I was going to start posting these every Friday, and I'm trying to stick to my word. But let's get to the point. Today we starting off with Genesis chapter 2, right? And we're gonna start with the beginning of Genesis chapter 2. And I know what everybody thinking, like, what's going on, why you breaking down the Bible and stuff like that. I just feel like I'm just doing my service for the kingdom, and I'm doing the best I can to try to help people break down the word. All right, and I'm helping my son because I want my son to start it, to start with people his peer group age. I don't want him to force anything on nobody, but I want him to just be of help, for those who want to or know the word, or for those who want to be in the word, or for those who are in the word his age and that they're struggling to understand the word. I want him to be, a help, so I'm trying to teach him an easier method to break down the Bible as well. So, all right, let's start. Let's jump up in it. Okay, we're going to start with the Genesis, right? The second chapter, right? So let me read it. It says, "Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, God finished his work that he had done. And he rested on the seventh day from all his works. So God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his works that he had created," right? So it talks about the seventh day, and ironically, the seventh day of the beginning of God's creation started in the second chapter. It's the beginning of the second chapter of Genesis. Now, people might be thinking, why, when the whole first book could have just been day 1 through day 7. Well, the seventh day starts the beginning of the book of Genesis, because they always say, people always just say, well, Monday is the start of the week. Actually, no, it's Sunday. Sunday is the start of the week. And what that means, and I'm gonna get to it though, but Sunday starts the week off. But pretty much it says Genesis 2, my bad. Genesis 2 started with the seventh day, and God rested, right? So the first thing I want people to understand about that beginning of Genesis 2, it says God worked, right? It says, and on the seventh day, God finished his work that he had done. So that means God had a job, right? He worked. So that's what I want people to get into mind. Like they say, faith without works is dead. So if you're just sitting around and you just having faith and you hoping, you're not going to get anything. Like hope, to me, hope is a good thing. Hope is a great thing. But some people hope, but they don't do anything after that hope. And sometimes I feel like hope hurts our people every day, because they're hoping, but they're not doing anything. They're having faith. They're not doing anything. They're praying, but they're not doing anything. Like, what you feel about that, son?
It's like how you said. It's like how you said, like, so you can't just be like, oh yeah. You can't be like, okay, I'm gonna pray to God, but like not try to help in the process of what you need. Because if you don't have any work, that means that that's basically proving to God like
you're really not.
Yeah, you're really not trying.
You're really not trying for what you're praying for.
Yes. So.
Okay. So what I want people to understand is God worked. Now this is the thing. Day 1 through 6, my bad. Day 1 through 6 were the days that God got busy on. He got busy, right? So the Lord, first of all, God had a plan, right? He had a plan. Like he just didn't just automatically say, you know what? I'm just sitting around and start snapping my fingers and things just started happening. He planned out things. Like if you go back through the book of Genesis, he planned it out. He detailed it. He separated the moon from the moon. He separated the sun from the day, the two lights. He separated the earth from the waters and the earth from the sea. He made every creeping, crawling thing and every birds of the air and every fish of the sea. He had a plan. You know what I'm saying? He had a plan. So the first thing I want people to understand is that you got to have a plan, right? And on top of that, you got to have, it's a vision. Your plan is a vision, right? So have you a vision, write it down, a plan. Write that down and make it visible. I don't care where you put it in your house, whether it's on the refrigerator, whether it's on the bathroom mirrors, whether it's on the door when you walk in the house. Make your plan visible and stick to that plan. Stick to that plan. A lot of people be like, oh, I got a plan and I got it up here. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you forget about it. Soon as you get to thinking about stuff, it goes out your head. It's just like any other thing in your mind. You have to have a plan, right? And I wrote something down. I said, first, God had a plan, and it required him working. He had a plan. He planned out how he wanted the earth to go, and then he came out and he started formating things. He started formation of the earth. He had to come out here and start crafting things. He had to craft the man. He had to craft the beast. He had to separate stuff. He came down. He had to start working. You know what I'm saying? So you have to work. You have to work. Now, what I want people to understand about the work is God made man, right? God was the creator. Then he made Adam, and he threw Adam in the garden, and he gave Adam certain tasks. You see what I'm saying? God had his task, and then he did all his formation and creating, and then he stopped. And then he gave a man, dropped him in the garden, and gave him a task. You see what I'm saying? So, and the thing of the task was everybody's task is different. God had a different task. Then Adam had a different task. Adam had to name all the animals. You see what I'm saying? God dropped him in the garden because he wanted him to tend to the garden. Adam had a specific task. God delegated something to Adam. That's what I want people to understand. He delegated work to Adam. Then he gave Adam Eve, right? He gave Adam Eve. Now, this is the thing. It's just like a husband getting a wife. This is your husband and this is your wife. Once y'all come together, guess what? The husband has a vision of how he wants the family to run. And when he has that vision, he delegates certain things to his wife. You know what I'm saying? While he busy handling this, he delegates certain things to his wife. But that don't give him the right to run away from responsibilities at the crib. So when it comes to having kids, a husband and wife together, come together, join, and get tasks for their kids. And while the woman nurtures the kids, the husband disciplines the kids. And that's how they come together. You see what I'm saying? So they delegate tasks to the kids, and that's how things keep going. Husband gets something, he delegates it to the wife. The wife gets something, she talks about it with her husband, then they delegate it to the kids as a couple so the kids can see that they're standing together. So what I'm telling people is everybody is working. So I know in this modern day, you got women working outside the house and men, everything is haywire, but still everybody has something that they delegate to the next step of the family and they work together. Like how you feel about that?
So you basically trying to say so men are born with these certain tasks.
Right.
And then so when you try to get a wife, you can't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just push on this on my wife. You have to think, okay, so we're gonna be together. So let's do the things that we can do. And then that's how you create a family.
Right. So that's what I want people to understand. Everybody worked. The man worked. You see what I'm saying? God delegated the task to a man. You see what I'm saying? He gave him a wife. And to make her his helpmate. Guess what? She's going to have delegated tasks as well. But like I tell everybody, God worked. And the thing of it is everybody's task is different. So when you're looking at your people around you on an everyday basis, remember, everybody's job is different. Everybody's purpose is different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is good at certain things that other people are not good at. So you can't look at somebody else and they possibly shining in their purpose or in their task or something that they're good at and get mad. You have to find what works for you. You have to find what's great for you. And when it comes to a family, no one can be dismissive to each other. The husband has something great. His wife is born with something great. The kids have something great. And we have to make sure as a family we come together and understand that we're going to help build each other up. Because you can't not be dismissive A husband can't be dismissive to his wife's purposes and his wife's ambitions and prides and passions. And you can't be dismissive to the kids, because guess what? It's going to tear your family down. That's what's going to happen. Okay. And let me finish this off. We're going to finish this topic off with this. God rested. After he worked, he rested. What he did is after he worked, he chilled. He sat back and he looked at all the great things that he done. And it was like, it's good. It's good. He rested and he made the 7th day the holy day. Now, this is what I want to tell people about he rested. I see people time and time again trying to work as many hours and as many minutes and seconds that the clock can provide. You can't do it, people. You can't do it. You are no good to yourself and you are no good to people around you if you're burnt out and you're tired. You are no good to God with a weary, unrested heart. You're not. You understand what I'm saying? You have to rest, folks. You have to sit back and chill and think about the things that you have done before. You have to sit back and be thankful. Give yourself time to be thankful for the week that you had previously, and give yourself time to pray so you can have a productive week in front of you. You have to rest, folks. We got to rest. Even God rested. Everybody has to rest. When you don't rest, guess what happens? You make mistakes. When you don't rest, guess what happens? You forget who you are. You become cranky. You become tired. You become stubborn. You don't want to be that type of person. You gotta rest. You understand? I'm just breaking it down. I'm just reading the first beginning of the 7th day. God rested. Everybody must rest. I understand everybody out here talking about, I want the bag. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. No, rest, folks. Like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. God sure didn't build the earth in a day. He took a 6-day span to do what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? And then he still was giving orders on into the previous time. Like, and I understand some people who might not believe in God and they watch this, but still, you gotta rest, folks. You can't make all the money in one day. You can't achieve everything in one day. Rest. Take some time off. Chill. Recuperate. Let that mind rest. Let that heart slow down. Let that blood circulate through your body. Let your muscles relax. Chill. Like, what do you think about resting?
Rest, so when you go to sleep, everything in your body is like repairing itself. So think about it. If you don't have sleep, you can't repair yourself. So you can't repair yourself without sleep. And if you just go on day after day, check by check, and then you're not going to sleep, sometimes that can take a toll on somebody's mental state and their physical state.
Right. So what my son is that saying, you gotta rest. People become out of character when they don't rest. People make mistakes. People get into this monotonous over and over and over and over and over again, and they tend to make mistakes. That's what happens when you don't rest, because you subconsciously in your mind, you think you got it all under control. And people, that saying is, I can do this with my eyes closed. You can't. We gotta rest sometimes. You know how many people, I'm about to cut it, I'm about to end it all right now, but people just gotta rest, man. You know how many people done lost their life behind rest? Just take time off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you have to leave any jobs or anything of that nature. No, just rest. Sit back and reflect, meditate. When you have time throughout your days, and if you can take some possible naps, take some naps, set some alarms. Whenever you get downtime to sleep, I know we got a lot of things we want to take over and we want to acquire, we want to conquer. But guess what? Man, you got to be rested to make right decisions. I know you can get away with it time and time, but there's going to come a time where your weariness, your tiresomeness, and all that is going to get the best of you. Get some sleep, folks. But that's all I pretty much want to, say today. Me and my son just trying to. We're not really concentrate on a particular verse right now. We just did the Genesis 2, pretty much the first verse. It's pretty much Genesis 2 verses 1 through 4. That's what we pretty much did. So other than that, man, pray over everything. Like I always tell people, man, read the verses, break it down. We're going to continue to break down things and just pray over stuff. And this is me and my son just signing out and telling people we'll see you next time.